Welcome to Washington, D.C. NAPBS is here on the Hill to lobby, not just for the background screening industry, but for employers and anyone else who understands the security that background screening can provide. More than 70 members took part in the event, making 2016's Advocacy Day the biggest yet.
Get a chance to talk to your congressman, your senator, kind of weigh in on what's going on in the Hill. We're here to advocate, on behalf of our employers and our clients. I mean, we want to be sure that they can hire safe employees.
Many have been here before, and they took away one very important lesson. A short visit can have a huge impact.
One year I was involved with a group that went up to see the new Consumer Finance Protection Board, and they were just beginning their whole process. They were just moving into their building. So we got to talk to them about the industry and what we do and how professional we are, and why, if they have an issue that relates to our industry, they should come and talk to NAPBS to get the straight scoop, or at least our perspective on it.
Our reception is usually very warm. Senators and representatives are very aware of the security background screening provides, and they're receptive to ideas that help keep workplaces safe. But sometimes the NAPBS mission runs directly counter to a lawmaker's pet project.
When I did Advocacy Day a couple of years ago, we were able to get in front of my congressman, who is in my district, who had written a bill that would prevent, if it had been passed, credit checks for employment. I was a constituent, so he agreed to meet with us because of me. So I think that helped.
Sometimes NAPBS members ask lawmakers to change just a word or two of text within a bill to avoid unintended consequences. Camille's Congressman Steve Cohen of Tennessee had just introduced a bill to outlaw the use of credit checks for employment purposes. The bill specifically referred to the use of credit scores, which was a red flag for his constituent.
Even the wording, I believe, in the bill, he mentioned credit score, which that right there alone lets you know that that's not what we do. There's no credit score in an employment credit report. So just educating him on that was important. He didn't really side with us, but he heard our side of the story, which was better than nothing.
This year's attendees had three main points they wanted to discuss. First, they made sure lawmakers were aware of EEOC hiring guidance that is in direct conflict with some state employment laws that prohibit hiring someone convicted of a crime. There is legislation pending that would protect employers from facing disparate impact lawsuits from the government in these situations, and the groups asked each lawmaker to support the bills. The groups also explained to lawmakers why legislation that requires pre-employment background checks should not limit the searches to just the FBI fingerprint database, but should also include a provision to allow consumer reporting agencies to conduct the check through other channels.
Federal legislators and local legislators think that that's the gold standard, the fingerprint check, and we have to explain to them that that's a standard, but it's not the gold standard. You need to use a professional background screener to do all this work.
So we're really educating them and saying, hey, look, if there's a bill out there that says, hey, do a FBI database, search and a background check that way, and that's the only thing in the bill, it's just not right. It's not comprehensive. It's going to leave Americans at risk.
The third discussion point was the Fair Chance Act, essentially a national ban-the-box law. The NAPBS position is that background screeners are in favor of a uniform system to replace the many different state solutions, as long as it doesn't require the employer to wait until after they've made a job offer before being allowed to do a background check.
It's too early in the application process. We should be able to ask that question, but certainly we don't want to discriminate against applicants. It's important that everybody has an opportunity, a fair opportunity to get a job, but we need to understand that there's certain risks around that. So not every job is right for every individual.
We might not see concrete changes anytime soon, but the hope is lawmakers will have a different perspective when future legislation crosses their desk.